Greetings, Earthlings. I'm Kevin Turner. That is Jesse Kubanet. And we are here for the after party. And I suspect this is going to be a very busy episode of the after party. We know the next host for the first episode of season of the year 2026 and the back half of season 51. We also say goodbye to a cast member of the show. And then we'll break down the Christmas episode. Hello, Jesse. How are you, sir?
I'm good. You actually got me with the we know the host. I do not know the
Oh,
host.
this
I
is
did not
good.
do
Okay.
my homework. So you've bamboozled me here a little bit. But yeah, uh busy night of television at the National Broadcast Corporation. And I'm coming to you live right now from New York. Not New
Oh,
York City. I am outside the city. I'm about an hour and a half outside the city, but I am the closest one of us has ever been to 30 Rock in this recording.
yeah. Go tell them hi.
I will.
They're
It's
off.
snowy. It's picturesque. Yeah, I wonder what the 30 Rock vibe is like right now. I think it's just the tree. It's all tree.
Yeah, it's all tree and tourist, which is fine. Hey,
We're doing tree and we're doing
we love
tourists very
tree.
strongly.
One of the best trees. Okay, so the episode has your host Ariana Grande, has your musical guest Cher. Now we were pretty hard on SNL last week. If you missed it, we kind of thought last week's episode was a clunker with our usual disclaimers of hey, it's a hard show to make. Um, let's go straight to the cold open. Um, Something we've talked about a lot. The straight Trump cold open has happened many times. It happened again here. I'd like to get your thoughts.
So, in how I watched it this week, was traveling for the holidays. It's the holiday season. I am in New York. I'm at my father-in-law's house. I watched it on iPad via the cock. Watched it on the cock
Hmm.
on Sunday night. Um, I actually saw a few things. It's my least favorite way to watch. It's why I like to watch on Saturdays because you don't get a ton of spoilies. I did get some spoilers, and I actually saw a headline of I can't remember who did it, but it basically just the top of the headline was about how like SNL goes for a rambling Trump monologue and it missed. And so maybe my expectations were low. I love this. I thought it was great. I know we were hard on it last week. This was just him straight back to basics SNL president, you know, sort of format behind a podium. Him reading his own stage directions was great. James Austin Johnson, when they just let him cook with Trump, which they very much did this episode, even outside of Trump, in a way that absolutely surprised me, and we'll get to that. But I wanted to ramble to you tonight. He's even woven in now Trump like almost like marbling his words
Yeah.
and gargle puss speak, which has been great. Bumpy Horse Camel was great. Metal Gear Solid is such a James Austin Johnson funny, weird video game deep cut reference, which is really in his bag. Um, yeah, my second favorite R word for redacted. There was a lot
Redacted.
of really good
Yeah.
jokes in this. And he did such a good job. And I don't know. I think that was the answer to it because he wasn't as rambly and random last time. Because James Austin Johnson and whoever he writes these with, it's probably Colin and some collection of other people.
Hmm.
Um, but James's impressions are so great because he has such an encyclopedic knowledge of like very specific things, which leads to just really good comedy. So I was a big fan of this, and I think it set the show off on like a really nice foot.
I agree with you on pretty much all of that because there's a difference in we're going for something here and we're trying to hit on something that actually happened. And then this is just back to the rambling guy. And then I liked the turn he's made with it over the last couple of years. And it feels like it's James Austin Johnson doing it so he doesn't get bored with it. Where he's kind of
Yeah.
like playing to the crowd and oh yeah, you guys like dude, this is not supposed to be liked by everyone. Like this is it's fine if the Trump cold open thing is like divisive too. Like that's fine. It's not supposed to be something that everyone likes either. So
I do
Uh,
wonder how much of it to your point of playing to the crowd. I would love to talk to somebody who worked on this season at some point to know like how much of update is baked in with Colin and Jay, like how much flexibility do they have to comment? Because I feel like they definitely do more now. I think the update desk is where you have that. And
mhm.
I wonder how much James Austin Johnson has as Trump to react because like we've seen him do it when he's like in the crowd. He's like commented to a person before. I feel like you know when you know that a stand up like them having like a little chuckle or aside. Oftentimes that's baked into the act. Sometimes it's not. I'm just curious how much of that would be built into a Trump because he's definitely I feel like got his 10,000 hours of doing this impression.
Yeah, and I would have to go do like statistical breakdown on this, but like, okay, I think this version of Trump, I think we say way better than the Alec Baldwin version of it.
Hmm.
They obviously struggled for years to get Obama down until Jay Farrow was able to kind of come in and do his spin on it at the end. But we had Will Ferrell doing George Bush was great, obviously. But like we start to look at like just the last 10 years, I feel like they were doing Alec Baldwin as Trump just as much as they were doing James Austin Johnson as Trump, and it's a way better representation of it. But that might just be like, oh, now I do a podcast on the show. So like, so you're
Yeah.
like thinking about these things a little bit closer.
I think
Um,
it is genuinely better. Alex was good, but then like Alex didn't have the I don't know. James is just such a good gymnast with topics. He can just jump from one to the other and do the cadence of this guy so well. And it really is the specificity. I go back to again his thing that kind of launched him for me anyway. But for a lot of people was him doing Trump talking about Scooby Doo. I think we're so tired. This has been a long year. Um, and I also this is a tangent for our podcast specifically. I do want us to start notching predictions because I think like all of them came true.
yeah,
For the most part, we had Ariana doing Cher, we had a Rob Reiner tribute, we had Cher in a sketch, all this stuff. But yeah, his just has this way of getting random with it, which is so funny. And like I don't want to hear more about like how awful things are. Like I do want to hear Trump talk about old PlayStation video games. Like
yeah,
I think
right.
that's the pocket that I think they found, and that's why this worked.
I can tell you now, October 1st, 2016 was the first time Alec Baldwin did Trump. He did, and then and his looks like 4 years and a month of doing it till November 2020.
Wow.
That is 53 times. James Austin
Wow,
Johnson,
really?
yes, so 53 Alec Baldwins. James Austin Johnson, November 2021 to now, December 2025. So about the same span, about 4 years and a month, 46 times. So they were doing it more in his first term than they are now.
That's
So
fascinating.
that's interesting to think about that complaint too. Um, okay, let's keep it going to the monologue. There you go. Monologue. There it is. Ariana Grande, dude. I think outside of the regular comedians that come through, Chappelle, Mulaney, Bargatze now, guys like that. I do think she's kind of the best
Hmm.
host out there outside of Jack Black, maybe. But
Yeah.
she's now become a regular, like Melissa McCarthy's become a regular, and I do think she's the best, at least that's got that like music world too. I think Sabrina Carpenter could get there as well, but I
Hmm.
just think Ariana is tremendous, and I'm not sure that a lot
Yes.
of people feel that way, or maybe don't know that she's got that in her. The episode she did last year that she hosted was one of the best episodes of last season. Um, so I'm already like went into this like a fan and expecting something good. So I really liked it.
I'm a huge fan. I think you're dead on with it. She is great. This is a great song. I think she's already becoming an all-time host. We talked about it last week. This is number three for her in total. So I
Yeah.
think she's going to be a five-timer by. I don't know, maybe even 27, maybe just 2 more years in a row, and she does it. I could see her being someone. I don't know if they've ever done this. Maybe not since the early days. Maybe she double dips in 1 year and hosts
Mhm.
twice in a year and gets her 5 timer at the
They,
end. That'd be kind of cool.
they did it once. Well, it wasn't in 1 year. It was in one calendar year when the season finale was Dane Cook, and then the season opener was Dane Cook in like
Yeah, yeah.
2006 or 2007 or something.
I could see that happening with Ariana Grande. No, she's excellent. I think with Bowen in this, I'm going to early prediction. I think Bowen hosts next year, if not next year, early the following season. I think he was genuinely so liked. I think she's really liked. One of my biggest takeaways from this monologue, aside from just how much I liked it, was I didn't realize Ariana Grande looks like she has tattoos on the palms of her hands.
Hmm.
Did you see that?
I mean,
That
she was engaged to Pete Davidson for a while, so
that's
they
gotta
probably
hurt like hell.
pretty good tattoo connections. I would I would
Oh, but a
imagine.
palm of the hand tattoo, that's gotta be
Yeah,
excruciatingly painful.
I think like
Um,
doing the
Good for her
song,
though.
doing the song is like something she's probably going to do. I think she did one recently, is
Yeah,
like not wanting to. I don't know if it's the first or the second time she has it, but not wanting to sing, but like this and the Christmas time, a song, and then doing the
yeah,
Mariah. And you know what? I was sitting there thinking, yeah, it's like literally the thing that we're talking about is not knowing what to get people that you really don't know that well, but you still have to see a couple times a year. That's like a real thing. That's totally a real
yeah.
thing.
I can't believe we haven't had a version of this yet. And I think really quick, because you mentioned Jack Black. As this episode's going on, I'm like, oh, are we Jack Blacking in that? Are we getting one of statistically the best SNL episodes of all time? I don't know if it's quite at the Jack Black level that had Lazy Sunday on it, but um, this is a really good start to what is a really excellent episode of this show.
First one out of the gate here, Elf on the Shelf support group.
Heater.
I loved it, dude.
I loved it. I loved it. It was so good. I don't know what, however they you know mic'd everyone up to get the voices. Dismukes was so great in that. Everybody was great in this. But Dismukes leading it did such a good job. He's such a fun cast member, and I like still getting surprised by him. He does like earnestly dumb in a really good way. And everyone's names were funny. Ariana being cut in half was really funny. Keenan was great. Cam had such a great episode. My biggest takeaway from this sketch was like this is like the modern day. And it's funny we were talking about Alec Baldwin, but I think the Glengarry Glen Ross elf always be closing
Yeah.
with I think Seth Meyers was even he might have been behind the desk at that point, but he was like I think he's in that sketch. This is like an all-time Christmas sketch, and so I think it like goes it's up there for me with like Sweaty Balls and just the elf nature of it. I was like, oh, this is a Glengarry Glen Ross level elf sketch. And the way they explode with confetti for having naughty thoughts, like that's just it was great. Really great, really fun. And this is like the energy that you need for a Christmas episode. It was awesome.
No, it's great. And like we talked about this like earlier this season, like the effort too though. Like that's what is that's where you want to go. Like there's times I guess maybe it's not so much about being critical of it, maybe it's just like acknowledging it when you see it.
Mhm.
To go ahead and do the elf voice, I have a couple of technical questions I think too that I don't really know the answer to because I mean I've done that type of thing in radio too, where you put the thing on your voice to voice modulator, but when you're talking to people, you're still talking in your normal voice. So if you didn't have your headphones on, so they might have all had inner ear pieces, so they're
Oh
hearing
yeah,
it
that's
in
a
high
really good
voice.
point.
I'm not real sure. And also the audience there in the, at the
Mhm.
show, are they hearing them in their normal voice? Because it is a way different, vibe before a cam explodes, if it's in normal voice than the high elf voice.
That's a really interesting thought, and I have to assume, given how from the Lorne book, how specific he gets and they can be about oh, hey, the background of this is not right, and if the background in a window shot, like it's like it's supposed to be night and it looks dusk, they'll like fix that from dress to rehearsal. I feel like they probably pumped the elf voice somewhere throughout,
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, but even that's such a funny it's like why the show's the best. Like it's a funny conundrum for them to find themselves in. Like how do we elf the voices for the audience so they get the full effect of it? But it was
Y-
great.
Yeah, and then it's like you just have to talk to someone who was there to, or someone who works there to know it. But the confetti was great too. Just the fact that when they do burst, they burst into confetti. And you're right, Dismukes being the straight man tends to work, and it shows that
Hmm.
he's. I mean, we've talked about this a million times. He's very versatile in that way, where he
And
can
I
be.
think we're going to need uh and I don't hate it because we're big Dismukes fans, both of us. Like he's about to do some heavy lifting, I think.
Yeah,
With Bowen leaving. I kept kind of thinking that throughout the episode. It wasn't the strongest Bowen season overall compared to ones in the past. It was a very strong Bowen episode here. And we saw some flashes of him, but like he is like a player that they utilize a lot.
yeah, oh yeah,
But it's good. I think like we're gonna get more James Austin Johnson. I feel like we've gotten a lot more Mikey Day, which I'm less mad about. I was like I put my hand up. I was wrong about that. That I wasn't a big Mikey Day fan or didn't think they needed him as much. He's been great. I think this cast is just like really gelling from like a rough start last week and or a rough start this season and then a rough episode last week. But like this one, we're humming along at a perfect SNL Christmas episode pace right now.
I also didn't mention Jeremy Coolhane too.
Oh yeah, he
A
was
newbie who
great.
you and I both had pretty high hopes for him, and he is really in the last 3 weeks has really come on strong.
He was that, and he was great in this.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's kind of, y- back into sports. Like people are not all hitting home runs, but everyone's kind of getting on base.
Yeah. No, I would agree. Moving on, Home Alone. A little pre-tape here.
Oh,
Um, yeah, go ahead. Go
so
ahead.
good. It's so good. Her Ariana as Macaulay Culkin is so good. Just in the midst of like holiday travel and moving and everything, I haven't gotten to watch as many of my Christmas classics as I like. I did hit Home Alone 1, 2, and Muppets Christmas Carol, which are always kind of musts for me this year. And like I've seen Home Alone so many times. It's so funny to me. Um it just still hits like like the slapstick nature of it, the
Yeah.
like the brutality of it is still so funny after all these years. It will always be funny to me. Marv getting bricked in the head in Home Alone 2 is like still murders me every year. Him slamming his feet down on the ornaments in the first one is he's so confident he's like in the house finally and he like smashed his feet. So it's just such a funny movie and it's been around for so long to still find wrinkles in this. I did not know where we were gonna go with this. And like the mom being delusional or like just sleep deprived is so funny because yeah, she did go through this crazy planes, trains, and automobiles journey, and she didn't need to. Then the whole family's there 5 minutes after her, and them stumbling into his other booby traps, and it's just like a blood fueled mess. Dismuke says the neighbor guy who's scary but ends up being like so helpful and sweet. Him getting dome pieced as well. Like the whole thing was great. It had a very like Sarah Sherman-y feel to it.
Yeah.
Colin as Buzz is awesome. Like this just was
He
another.
said,
It's
"What's
it's
up,
awesome
barf
to
nuts?"
yeah, it's awesome to still get an instant classic out of an instant classic.
Yeah.
And I think there's even more uh comedy that can be mined out of Home Alone just because so many people know it so well and you can get very specific and granular with it. But yeah, the whole conceit of this one, the misdirect of oh it's on the mom who's gonna lose her mind, but it's actually like this whole family's about to go through hell because he still has booby traps everywhere.
It's and well, for Ariana again, we'll kind of go for it. Whatever, we've seen her do this multiple times. So like that's also something where I'm like, okay, that's good for her. Colin coming in as Buzz and just issuing the line, "What's up, barf nuts?" was very funny. And the other thing that I really liked, well, okay, this is a little bit of a critique actually. I will say that when it started going down the path, we knew it was going down that path because they've done this a few times, like the Martin Short one a few years ago, where he's throwing the coins off the. He's Scrooge. He's throwing the coins out the window, and it's hitting everyone in the eye.
Or they did a Scooby Doo when they ripped
Scooby
the
Doo one.
mask off, and it actually is the face.
Yes, yes. Like to say Merry Christmas to Daniel Escobar, who is just a
Merry
very
Christmas,
good,
Daniel.
good person, good man. Jesse, I'll be Venmoing you half of that
Woohoo!
in the very near future.
Daniel, I'm
Uh,
putting that towards some last minute Christmas gifts. That's a good move from you, bud.
I'm gonna put that on a Roller Town gift card to give to Daniel, so he
I
gets it
like that.
back.
Yeah.
See, thank you for listening as always, Daniel. Good
Yeah,
man.
I want to buy him one at Roller Town too.
Good, man.
Sponsored
Good.
by Roller Town. They're giving us a lot of money.
They're actually not. And you know what? I haven't even approached that with them. Um, okay, Home Alone, good. We like so far.
Loved.
We're having a good episode here. Let's take us to Dancing 101 out of the commercial break.
I want to start at the top. There's a line in here that I just loved, and it didn't get a ton of love. And we've talked about this, and I read it somewhere else. I can't remember if it was off of the SNL Reddit or maybe on Threads or Substack or something. As you know, more and more social media sites pop up in this hellish landscape that we currently reside. But someone was talking about SNL kind of like explaining away the joke. And they did it with Dismukes last week, where it was like, you keep a can of gasoline behind the couch, or the strippers taking off the two sweaters. That was what it was. And it was like,
Yeah.
why are they wearing two sweaters? It was like, don't even say it. In the beginning, I hear these instructors are amazing. Amazing. Try pretty good. That's worse. From James Austin Johnson. That I that is like an absolute perfect little comedy appetizer for me, where like this whole sketch is weird. Everybody's weird in it. I love that. And I hear these instructors are amazing. Amazing, try pretty good. Third person chimes in. That's worse. Never touched. Absolutely perfect. We don't need to touch it. That's such a funny response. That's a funny response from the third person. And then now the instructors come in and we're off to the races. So it didn't really get a huge laugh, I think, because it was so quick. But that is a perfect Jesse joke that I love.
No, and I think like putting Marcelo in that role to be the dance instructor with Ariana is
Hmm.
different than like you would expect that to be Bowen, right? Then Marcelo played it, and they're being very showy, of course. And he says, "I'm hungry," and then she goes, "I'm not vaccinated." I was like, "We are off to a good start here."
Yeah. And
And
then
then
Marcelo even fiddling with his soul patch throughout, which is funny when someone's fake facial hair or wig is askew. And so I was like, oh, it was a quick. I was trying to place it, and I was like, oh, it was a quick change, but it's not because the last one was a pre-tape, and he might have been an Alpha and Shelf. I can't remember. But then when he takes it off and he's like, "This is hers," and gives it to her, I was like, "That's a funny uh, wrinkle that I didn't see coming with that. That's really stupid and really funny."
she also says James Austin Johnson low key was carrying a wagon.
Yeah, low key carrying a wagon, and then again, another great thing from Jeremy. I think the only cast member that hasn't really gotten some shine since Nikki Glazer has been Tommy. But
Mhm.
like Jeremy really, really shines in this. His like sex moves are so funny. I thought they really went for this episode too on one that has a lot of eyeballs on, and like he really, really simulating like his sex moves, and then for no reason I have to leave. It's just the whole thing was really good, and I think he had a really, really killer episode, just based on those last two sketches he was in.
Um, this will take us to pre-tape. Um, random duet Christmas spectacular. I'm a fan of these.
Me too.
Whether these are for the movie, if doing a movie, movie auditions over the years we've seen, or just something like this, and another avenue for James Austin Johnson and Ariana Grande to shine.
Dude, this is where I everyone at this point knows I'm a big James Austin Johnson fan. I was legitimately blown away at the end because, like, I think my first takeaway, his Bob Dylan is so good. It's like wasted on the current time that we're in because I even though Chalamet did the movie and he's done his Bob Dylan a few times, it's like not it doesn't hit for people I think our age and below. It's kind of like the target SNL audience. Like if he's doing this Bob Dylan in the 80s, or if
Yeah,
he's in that early 90s camp, I think James Austin Johnson is like one of the most famous comedians in the world. Like I just think he launches to go do a bunch of like Mike Myers level, Jim Carrey level comedies. That Bob Dylan impression is so it's like maybe his best one, which is crazy. But then at the end was he doing on Andre Bocelli?
yeah, he was doing Bocelli,
And
which
he did the guy from Geese, which was
yeah,
great.
dude, the geese thing is crazy because I
That's
was just
also crazy
like,
good.
yeah, but that's also I was like, oh my god, geese has made it to SNL, which is great. Like, I
Yeah.
have I like,
I think we could get Geese, by the way.
oh
Like
yeah,
this year, I
absolutely.
think we still get them. They're
It
great. But yeah, like he can do impressions and sing. It's like when Bruno Mars came on. Like I think
yeah,
James Austin Johnson, I think he's gonna win an Emmy as like a really niche like character actory role. Like this dude might win Tonys. He's
he
like
looks
crazy
uh
good.
just like legendary producer T-Bone Burnett, who I just saw in the Counting Crows documentary on HBO too. I could not believe how much they looked alike. So I was like, is he related to T-Bone Burnett or something? Um, the Geese thing's crazy to me because I've been a casual Geese fan. I really like their 2023 record, 3D Country. And then all of a sudden they released this new album this year. And I be honest, it's my least favorite of their three albums. But
Oh wow.
the
Because I really
world,
like it, so I
the
gotta
world
dive
was,
into the
yeah,
rest.
dude, check out their first two. I mean, it's just kind of, it was wild for me to like how fast, because there's also a band called Goose. Um,
Yeah.
and they've both kind of gotten famous, in the last 5 years. Geese for sure in the last like 6 months, because I don't
Yeah.
think a lot of people were listening to their last album, 3D Country. Um,
I feel like I just woke up and everybody was talking about
Everyone's
Geese.
talking about Geese, so to see that on SNL was crazy to me. Like I have a vivid memory of I had heard from like 4 or 5 years ago. I remember I was with my wife. We were in Austin, and I'm trying to make this story as fast as possible because it's not that interesting. But I was like explaining like, here's the difference in geese and goose, and I was playing the game like, is this geese or goose? What do you think? Just based off the first 10 seconds, what do you think? And we are just having just fun in the car. What not a big deal. But
Just a little car fun.
kind of new because goose is more jammy, and they're more trying to be fish and that type of thing. Or geese is a little bit of everything, and the
Yeah.
dude's solo record is a little bit of everything. Cameron Winter is his name, but to see him on SNL, I was like, okay, of course James Austin Johnson would be on that, but that's like that thing that reminds you that like SNL is always moving forward.
Hmm.
Sketches and things are sometimes not for people too, because that's the type of thing. Again, like as play this game, like think about your parents if they were watching this, or someone just a little bit
Yeah.
older. I mean, think I work with Ben and Skin every day who are in their mid 50s. They're going to be things that aren't people are going, huh, who? And I was like, I like strive to like I want to stay in that knowing what's next. Like I do. Like it's something I hope I'm always like that. I want to be that way.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope so too.
but I
And
know
that
it's
was
hard to
one
do.
that like impression is not for everyone.
No.
Like even with the rising popularity of Geese, like I think I easily could have missed that had I not, you know, been on social media and seen like someone at a Geese concert or something. A few other hitters in here. Dismuke's Bruce Springsteen was awesome.
It was
That's
great.
like unexpectedly very, very good. Didn't know he had that. Jane and Little John, just Jane being Jane. Very funny
Yes.
concept. I think they're figuring out how to use her. I hope they give her another season because like that's really funny. To have her with Cam as Little John, and this is more coming. I thought Cam was excellent in this episode. He has really, really surprised me, and we'll go more into that. But yeah, James is just such a beast. Um, really impressed, just from a performance standpoint. He's awesome.
I wonder if the best way to use Jane is to ironically use Jane.
I think so. Yeah, like almost like they almost need to view her, and I'm not putting them on the same plane because I think their skill set is different, not even like a talent level, but like almost like a Fred Armisen, where like just let her do what her thing is, and I think it'll hit. Because Fred would do like weird, specific, like the update thing where it would be like kind of whispering, and like mostly
Yeah.
his update pieces were like very, very niche, or this sketch where there's like cookies on the table in the meeting, like that, just like very, very subtle things that like Fred picks up on that are like the minor nuanced details of like the human existence that he would dive into, and I think like use Jane in like kind of through that lens a little bit.
We've seen Chloe Feynman do Bjork a lot. I want to give Sarah Sherman credit on Kate Bush, which
Yes, that was
had a
also so fun.
very good. Dude, I watched the first 5 to 10 minutes of Sarah's stand up on
I
HBO
haven't
before.
seen it yet.
Like, I think it's like you're gonna have to be in the mood to watch it, and
Yeah,
and it's I've she comes out of the gate, and in the first 60 seconds, she tries to do about 15 jokes. It's manic. But I was like, kind of tired, and I was like, okay, I don't need to watch this now. I need to watch this when I can pay attention and like lock in because I don't know if it's just going to be funny or gross or weird. I really don't. Well, it is going to be
yeah.
gross. It's 100% going to be gross. Like
Oh yeah.
that's yes, that's going to happen. But I was like, oh, I don't. I kind of ready for bed. I'm just not ready for that manic energy. It was
It kind
crazy,
of
dude.
on I forgot Chloe, like, this has not been a good season for Chloe Fineman, and I just don't think she's as neat. Like, I kinda just want Veronica in
It
these spots
yes.
now.
And this is the type of sketch that Chloe should shine in because
Yeah.
her thing all along was not some like big traditional history in sketch comedy. It was doing impressions. Like that was her thing. So like
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of want that. I think people forget that about Jane. Jane is not an impression person.
No.
Jane's background was, TikTok and um just doing scenarios. I don't want to say scenes, but like scenarios on TikTok and things like that. And I think
What's funny is I
it,
don't think any of the new people are really strong
no, Jeremy
impressionists
is.
either.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
Jeremy
impressionists. I'm
Jeremy
sorry. I'm
can.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Impressionists. I thought you were going to say sketch. I jumped the gun there.
Oh yeah, no, just like impressionists. Yeah, Jeremy's more original, but like niche impressions. I know he
Yeah.
does like a Blue Man Group bit, but like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like
Veronica
nobody.
probably the most possibility there, I would say.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, I think the other thing with Jane too, because I'm going back to the Counting Crows documentary I just watched. They talk about their time on SNL, and Counting Crows guy's kind of a jerk, and he went long. And Marcy Klein absolutely can't stand the guy from the Counting Crows because he screwed them that one time by going long. They asked him to cut the
Oh,
song, he wouldn't
really?
do it, and they were like the band. Marcy was like the band's great. That guy's an asshole, and but it shows a picture of Marcy, and they're like, oh yeah. And here's the thing, I guess I didn't know. I knew that Jane was Marcy's daughter. I did not know. Yeah, did you not know that?
I did not know
Okay, okay.
this.
This is why I think a lot of people don't like Jane. Okay. I don't think they're
I did
judging
not
Jane
know
off
this
of
at
her work.
all.
I don't think they're judging Jane off of their work because honestly, there's not enough work on the show yet to judge her off of, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um, that's also the makes her the granddaughter of Calvin Klein. So she's battling the Nepo
Oh,
baby war that,
yeah. I mean, that's even
maybe
stronger than Higgins
oh, it's 10 times.
or Martin Hurley too.
You're telling me the old booker of the show and Lord's assistant for many years, the daughter, oh, she got a job at, a young age. And that's why I think that's what it stems from the hardcore groups. I think people just watching at home don't have a lot to think of, like,
Yeah,
because she's not in a lot of stuff.
I feel like I'm pretty plugged into the show, and I did not know that next week was Wolfhard and ASAP Rocky, two people I think are awesome. And I had no freaking idea that Jane, like I knew about Higgins and Martin, but I did not know that at all. But also, like it doesn't color my perception of her in any way. Like that is a surprise. I still think she's funny. Like funny wins. She definitely got. I'm someone who's tried to do comedy for a number of years. I worked in late night. Like a leg
Mhm.
up would be awesome, but you still have to stick when you get
Yeah,
there.
and I think they'll judge her fairly. Like
Yeah,
I
I do
think they'll
too.
get rid of her if they don't see a need for her moving forward. Like I don't think they're just going to be like, oh, it's she's in the family.
And she wouldn't be
My evidence says that is
outraged.
John Higgins is not on the show anymore, and John Higgins might be floating jokes
Yeah.
and appearing in
Yeah.
sketches. But that's where I kind of go like, to me, John Higgins would still be there if that thing. Like his
Yeah.
dad literally has like the most VOs in the show history, and is
Yeah.
Fallon's wingman. Like we know all this, so
Yeah.
his dad's probably the Vegas odds favorite to take over the show if Warren were to get
Oh, that
there.
would be
Yeah.
interesting too.
So
I think that's probably a good call.
like I don't the nepo baby stuff I get, but I also I don't know. You just it's different for everyone, and I just don't think she's had enough appearances in 2 years to be like she's this, she's that. How
Hmm.
did this turn into defending Jane? Uh,
Every
Black
week.
Santa. I would call this for me the weak spot of the night.
It
Um,
was. It was funny, stupid. All the underwear was good. I wrote down two Cher references before the first song, and I can't remember what the other one was. Oh, I guess because Ariana did a Cher impression. But yeah,
mhm.
we had two Cher references before the first song. I would agree. This one won't really withstand the test of time, but it was stupid and I liked it.
It's that thing where you're like just going for vibes, you know?
Yeah.
We're gonna play her big hit. But here's what all I could think of. I was like thinking, well, I don't know if Cher's got a new album out, so she needs to do "Believe in Life After Love." She needs to do
Hmm.
that one, and then when they do it in the sketch, I was like, oh yeah, they're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it as well. Uh, but letting Keenan just have fun is always good too. Um, Rip it or skip it. Let's do both Cher songs here. Um, the
Yeah.
Christmas DJ song, and then "Run Rudolph Run."
I ripped them. I thought they were fun. I thought she's really got more because I can't remember who did they do last year. That came on and like it took a while, like an older performance. And I'm blanking on it, but it might also have been the Ariana Grande episode. They brought back someone really, really excellent, and it's escaping me right now. If it comes to us, we'll go back to
Um,
it. But she
yeah,
was uh she was great. She was great. These were fun. They were perfect. Doing it on home base for the second song for like a Christmas song. Great. Ripped them both. Good job. Well done, Cher. Still got it.
I'm going to find out. Stevie Nicks. It was Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Yep.
That was it. And
There you go.
I was like, Steve, because Stevie Nicks was a little shaky. Maybe she's older, but yeah, I thought this was excellent.
I did notice something in the first one that I didn't notice in the second one. The first one, there was clear lip syncing going on. It's probably on both of them,
Yeah.
honestly, but I didn't notice it as much in the second one. But maybe also I know "Run Rudolph Run" more than I would know DJ "Play a Song This Christmas" or whatever this song
Yeah.
was called. I'm
Yeah.
not real sure. Oh, big controversy here. Weekend update. So look, the joke swap is
Twist.
something, it's been done a million times, and we're sitting there going, how do you amp it up? How do you amp it up? I don't know that I was, because they don't always do it twice a year. They have skipped it in the past.
They
Okay.
have.
And if anyone here has listened to me on the radio show, the Ben and Skin show, gener- uh, generally I will do a primer the Friday before this episode and the Friday before the season finale, and we'll do a segment on replaying the last time joke swap. I didn't do it this time because I kind of in my head were like, well, now that we knew they were coming back, and just knowing last time how they incorporated Scarlett being there live in person, I kind of thought they weren't going to do the joke swap in my head. So I didn't even bother with pulling any audio for the radio show. That's just where my head was, just a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's time to do it, and we'll get to the other feature in a second, the other two features in a second. But this is, I think, is the headliner, maybe the
Yeah.
headliner for the whole show, unfortunately. So Michael Che pranks Colin and has jokes ready to go for a joke swap, even though Colin completely thinks the joke swap is not happening.
And that's also what I want to know. How much of that I think it was genuine, but how much of that is genuine? Like, what does dress look like versus that to pull that off, or is that just like baked in surprise? My like fan brain wants me to think it's surprise. My TV brain from working on a late night show, not SNL, for years makes me think that's too risky of a surprise to do. But if there's anyone who could roll with it, it's Colin. So I don't know. I'd be interested to know what it was. What's interesting is I don't remember any liners from this one. I enjoyed it because I like it, but I think that what makes joke swap work is the actual swap. It's the back and forth balance of it. The scales
Yes.
were unbalanced. And that's kind of what makes the two-person update work is the back and forth in general. So I missed that this time.
My good friend Matt Sizik, who is the chief content officer of the Haymaker Network, I like to throw that in there. But he has was texting me, the next day on that, and he said something that I was just like, it echoed my thoughts. But he said, Che not doing the joke trade off as a prank does nothing for us, the viewer. I'm surprised they let him do that. So people who were at dress said they did not do it.
Oh,
So
okay. So
this
yeah,
was,
then it was
and
a
this was,
surprise.
you could tell Colin was like, what? Colin was
Yeah.
beaten. Colin's also like, you can do that prank on Colin because Colin knows how to play the game and knows the show must go
Yeah.
on. But Colin, if you watch closely, is looking over, and I'm assuming what he's looking over is at uh, uh, by the bleachers where where they're sitting making all the
Yeah.
decisions on the show, and he's kind of like, really. And for him to do the three jokes, it's really no different than any joke swap joke. It's just we got to have the trade off. There's just I get what Che was trying to do, and Che might have just been doing like a shoot or shoot thing because he pranked Colin last year when he told the audience in the warm up not to laugh at any of his jokes.
Yeah.
So like I get Che doing the prank, but Colin looked visibly butthurt about it, and he should have been because it was not for the good of the show.
Yeah.
We weren't building towards anything. In fact, and because it was jammed in between two features too, you
It
really
was
weren't
short.
ending with anything. And I just I thought it shouldn't have happened like that. So um, Michael Che's wild though. So I ended up going. I was like, dude, it's ballsy to do that on a show. And you do wonder the little questions over the years, like a show notorious for like not allowing improv
Yeah.
and things like that. Like, was he allowed to do that? Was that talked about? Who thought it was a
I
good
think
idea? But I don't think we're. It was going to be close to do. It was going to be hard to do a joke swap and have any type of payoff, anyways, because they've done it a million times. Like, it's got to be excellent with twist everywhere because we've seen it 100 times. But like that was a different level. It just felt wrong to me. Like, I don't know.
yeah. I think now that we know that they didn't do it at dress, that makes me very much think that he was surprised. I just wanna know, like, how? How was he surprised? Because I mean, I'm sure that day, like, everything's moving fast, there's not a ton of time between dress and air, but we know, again, from the Lauren book, Colin's in the room making the decisions. So there has to be the decisions made, update is set, then Colin well, I don't know. Well, yeah, because Home Alone was a pre-tape. I don't know where Colin breaks and is away long enough for them to put that together. It can't just be Trey because you need cue cards, you need time, you need it built in. So you have Che and probably another update writer putting that together. I would just love to know the flow of that. But yeah, it missed a little bit because the back and forth is what makes that so fun. Um, and yeah, I hope he wasn't genuinely, upset about it. I don't think he would be. But yeah, and this was the strong update. I know the big one will be 80 Bryant coming back for trend forecasters, but again, Cam Patterson has blown me away. I had low expectations of it. I don't like Kill Tony. I don't like that style of comedy at all. Um, he's been really, really good this season. Kind of coming out of nowhere for me. This is definitely a character being 12 and counting it on your hands 552. So funny. The pivot to his tone where he has that rougher voice is great, and he absolutely has to do that again.
Yeah.
I think through his run, if we don't get at least 3 to 5 of those, they're missing something. Cause like, the Ugg boots for traction is so funny, and Colin or Che playing off of it's really, really funny. That was really, really excellent.
Yeah. Tyson, Che's
Tyson, his nephew
12-year-old
Tyson.
12-year-old nephew.
Oh,
And there's
man,
a lot
that
of
was
things you could do with
great.
it too. You could put in going through puberty and all that stuff over the next couple of years if you wanted to keep the continuity in line as well. Um, the other thing, the trend forecasters. So, you know, I wouldn't necessarily think of that as like we talked about this last week. Like if it was going to be Bowen's last episode, what are his iconic characters? It's usually him having a big prop where he
Yeah.
was Mooding or the Titanic. I think he was the sun one time. Um, but to do that and bring 80 Bryant back as the trend forecasters, I forgot how funny that was the first time
Yeah,
because
it is
uh,
funny.
it worked. Yeah, um, I think like it still like, didn't strike me as like, oh, this is the iconic Bowen bit. Someone even yesterday was asking me about this, and they're like, oh yeah, and they were being sarcastic and they're kind of taking a shot because that's kind of what they do. But they're like saying, oh, well, yeah, all the iconic Bowen Yang bits, and I'm like, well, Bowen's been there for 10 years and he's been like just like a steady character, like less than having like here's
Yeah.
5, 6, 7 characters that he has to his name. Like I don't know that we've talked about this a lot. That recurring character thing, we haven't had a lot of those in the last 15 years, anyways. Like that is very,
Yeah.
very old school SNL to have the recurring character, a lot. That's like real top of mind. Maybe Kate McKinnon, Alien, and maybe the Barfly character. But like, there's still a few that you can think of over the years. But like Drunk Uncle, I guess, is another one that would come to mind, or
Yeah,
Vanessa Bayer's, Jewish boy. But like, there's not a many, especially on this cast, who have that.
you really only get recurring now on Update where you can punch up the humor to fit the, topic of the day or what's going
Yeah.
on, because a recurring sketch like the Wild and Crazy Guys, like, those are like, they're iconic, don't get me wrong, but, like, they're not ultimately they don't get funnier. Pumping Up with Hans and Franz, Wayne's World, maybe, I would say, was funnier. The Chris Farley talk show, there are exceptions to the rule, but even, like, Dana Carvey doing Church Lady, it was, like, fun to see, but, like, was it the funniest thing they've ever done? No.
No.
And then the most they've tried to recurring, I mean, Bowen's hospital character last week, that wasn't funny.
No.
Lisa from Temecula, unbelievably funny the first time they did it, and then they rushed it back and did a second Lisa from Temecula like 4 weeks later, and I remember looking at my wife and I was like, "This is way too soon to bring a character back, like, you gotta do that next year." Domingo is a recent one, but, like, Domingo has
Yeah.
diminishing returns at this point. It's funny, we all know what it is, but,
It should
like,
be in the grave though, for sure.
absolutely. Yeah, we even said that when they just did it recently. I'm just like, we don't need Domingo anymore.
The trend forecasters went 3 times, all in the spring of 2022. They broke them out 3 times in a span of 4 months. Another reason I think we have fewer recurring characters. Although Keenan's got a million recurring characters he could do that doesn't, but he doesn't really, get on the
Yeah,
update
he's
disc.
he's
So
his own.
yeah, and he's probably on his own schedule a little bit too. If he wants to write something, he can. But like, I don't know that he's like, it's Keenan. He's probably, I'm not saying he's in cruise control, but he can be in cruise control.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
I think because the cast is still bigger and bigger and bigger, like that whole going back to the days of recurring characters happening a lot, it's just less over time because the
Mm,
cast has continued to get bigger since our childhood. That's just something to think about there. Overall, weekend update, uh, fine. Good. I would say even good. The joke swap though, minus points for me because, or the joke swap prank attempt or whatever. It's like that whole thing where like a guy just he's feeling himself and he did something for him, not realizing how that would affect, I think, the audience. Because I don't even think the audience was like, okay, this is wonderful.
Yeah, because
They're expecting something more.
there were good jokes already in Update. Like I have down here the RFK blackface joke and him transforming into Wilson the volleyball. That's really any RFK joke I'm kind of down for because he's such a cartoon of a person. Um, I really just am coming away with Cam's Tyson and then trend forecasters and not joke swap, which I think is a sign that that was not a strong joke swap. That I can't offhand recall exactly what Colin did, where like I can multiple joke swaps ago. Like the joke swap hits when it sticks with you. Like I
Yeah.
remember all the ones for Colin with Scarlett, and then I remember the one for Che when he was calling out Kendrick Lamar. Like I remember those. It's like, okay, that's a sign that that's a very good joke swap that hit at the perfect time with the perfect topic and the perfect joke, and it withstands the test of time. This one did not and will not, but still excellent update because of Cam and uh, trend forecasters.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on. Love is Blind reunion here.
Now,
Um,
this was funny because I think Mikey just loves being in the Grinch costume.
yeah.
This is one that I liked, but I've never watched that show. I get
Yeah.
it. I get the idea, but yeah, like her being into it at the end, are you the actual Grinch? His
When
penis is in his butt. It hurts everyone. It's corkscrew. Um,
when he comes back out in the leather jacket and he's cocky
yeah.
now
Yeah,
because it
leather
wasn't
jacket and
going well.
chain.
It wasn't going
Yeah.
well in the beginning, and then it was.
Because he
Uh,
was Grinch last week too, right? In the actors
yeah,
on actors. Yeah, I think they were just like, well, we have it.
might as well. It's a
Let's
Christmas
do
season.
Grinch again.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like a home run sketch for me on the whole night, but I think yeah, like they're letting Mikey Day just kind of be Mikey Day.
I did laugh hard, but he came back out and he's got the chain on and the leather jacket and the way he's just sitting on the couch and he does that thing where his voice changes and he can kind of play the douchebag guy.
Yeah,
And I don't know, it was funny. And then it cut to Ashley Padilla in the crowd because she's in those like I guess those reunion shows where they have everyone there. And just everyone kind of being mean to each other. So I could get the vibe without really knowing what we were talking about there. So
This was not a
fine
strong Sherman episode, but I do love when they put her with
with Ben
typically
Marshall.
Ben,
Yes, I do
and
too.
yeah, he just had some remark on like her looks and then like the way she plays that off. She's perfect at that every time.
Final sketch of the night: the Delta Lounge, the Bowen Yang goodbye sketch.
And I think you can lump this in with Good Nights as well.
Hmm.
Um the whole thing was very sweet. Like this was not a comment. I saw some people, snark police. I've been on threads more, which again, why am I on threads?
Dude,
Uh
I've been on threads more because the sleuths are on the Epstein file. So it's
Threads is popping off.
yeah,
But yeah, I saw people on Threads. One, it was a Daily Show writer. Someone was like this new Chappelle special, and I'll get back to the show in a second. But it's like, you're not going in for like Richard Pryor or
yeah.
Chris Rock. It's like it's more of like a TED talk with a few jokes. And the writer was like, "Oh, I love being told to watch a comedy special that's not funny," which I thought was like good. And I agree. Um, and then other people are like on this specific, it's like, oh, a sketch for a character in a airport lounge that has no jokes in it, which there weren't really. It was just him messing with the eggnog cannon and doing kind of a silly voice. But yeah, the way they did it, I just thought it was very sweet. And then going into Good Nights, when they leave, like you saw, James Austin Johnson was very sweet with what he was sharing. I don't know if he and Bowen
All
shared a
their
dressing
posts.
room. They
Yeah.
were all really nice,
Dude,
but
everyone was
I was
doing that.
watching their faces as good nights. Like everybody wanted to get to Bowen. I think I saw it might have been Sarah was getting everyone to give him an ovation, which was cool. The way they did kind of a
Mhm.
swing shot, and you could see the audience giving him an ovation. I think it was Jane actually giving Bowen a hug and mouthed like "I love you so much," and then James Austin Johnson was walking over, and like I could see his eyes welling up. And I think like Ariana loves him. And I think all of these people really love him. Like that's why this is more of a monumental exit. He's super talented and funny, and I think whatever he goes on to do will be awesome. But like I think everybody like really, really loves him. And it genuinely was one of my favorite send-offs of all time. The best one I can remember, I remember watching Kristen Wiig's
Kristen
live
Wiig,
and everybody
100%.
like danced with her a little bit, and that was really sweet. This felt like even unbelievably so. I never thought it felt more than that.
He was, on the verge of crying throughout the entire sketch, so that was part of it.
Hmm.
But I kind of picked up on Friday when people were starting to share, their cast members starting to share their Instagram stories and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, everyone is doing a little tribute for him. And I don't know, we've had some questionable goodbyes. Like we didn't know that Heidi wasn't coming back.
Hmm.
We had a thought, but we didn't know. We didn't know that Ego was not coming back. So maybe it's a little different. When we knew it got announced, it had been rumored for a while, anyways. Um, like Bowen Yang is not one of my favorite cast members of all time, but I'm sitting there watching that, and dude, I was crying. I was like sitting there going, "Holy crap!" This was because like also to have like Ariana, who's a really good friend of his there, and then the way it did it, the line that will stick is he says, "I just wanted to go out on top," and she says, "Everyone knows you're a bottom, honey."
Yeah.
Like that is funny. So I don't know. I guess I have a little bit of a problem with anyone who thinks it's not that funny. I think it was kind of funny. I think there were some funny parts. I think when Keenan came in too and said he was running away,
Yeah.
um, that was good. Apparently, in the dress rehearsal, there was more of the eggnog machine kind of going crazy, and it was more of a messy sketch, I think. And I guess they tried to dial it down. They were also running very late.
Yeah,
Um,
I've never seen a goodbye like that where the way they shot it was really cool. Sarah having everybody like get up on their feet was
yeah,
cool because usually you get the shot from behind, and that's usually like when the writers and like the all the crew, and it's that shot from home base from behind with everyone hugging. But this one they did kind of a swinging shot, which they've done before, and I just thought it was cool. I thought it was cool, a very sweet send off. I think this is not the last we've seen on Bowen Yang on SNL, and he will be back. He will host. Depends on when this movie he has with Matt Rogers hits and
yeah,
whatever he does. I think Bowen's got a very, very bright career in front of him. It's funny, I was actually just reading kind of a murder mystery whodunit called A Killer Wedding that I didn't realize until the end, but was written by a former Tonight Show producer,
oh really?
um, who's a writer now. And I was like, oh, this becomes like a movie. There's a character in it that like Bowen Yang is perfect for. So I think we're gonna see Bowen Yang do a lot of cool stuff.
I think through all this, I think not everyone gets to have a goodbye. Now, when you go out mid-season, which is
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's uncommon, but it's happened many times before. When you go out mid-season, it is more on you. So you get that more of a chance to get it. Whereas if two or three or four of you are leaving at the end of the year, but not everyone gets to have a goodbye like that. And I think there's a couple reasons for that. One, you probably have to help write it, right?
Yeah.
But two, everyone has to like you. And Bowen had been there as a writer for a couple years, maybe never seen as a cast member. A writer for a couple years, worked his way up, got hired to be a cast member. I think more than anything, it says like what they think about you and who you are to be around in the Monday through Friday period of the show that we never see.
Yeah.
Like that's how you get to do stuff like that. I really believe that.
It honestly, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know. But it kind of this whole thing colors the Heidi departure in such a weird way because like she was so good and I think she was well liked, but like
I think so too.
it was never like again, I've never seen anything like this, and probably comparing Heidi to Bowen is completely unfair, but like we were all very surprised by it. And I do wonder, like, was there like a contract dispute? Was she trying to do a mid-season leave as well? Like, we'll just have to see what she comes out
Yeah.
with in the future. But it's just really odd the way an Ego left seemingly on her own terms and is doing well. Um, but yeah, like um yeah, her departure was so abrupt and sudden. In this one, we like had the rumors like, is Bowen gonna leave? Bowen's leaving. Now cast members confirm Bowen's leaving, and then obviously we have this, which is like undeniable that he's gone now. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting on the Heidi front. But overall, just great episode, great Christmas episode.
Yes. No. Very very good. Game ball time.
I am we've James Austin Johnson definitely deserves a game ball. Maybe we can give him like a we can give out three this week because we don't
Yeah.
have
Go
a
ahead.
guest. I gotta give one to Cam. I thought Cam absolutely crushed. That was so good. So
No.
I'm gonna give one to Cam.
Very deserving for sure. I think Ariana goes without saying. Anytime she hosts, she should get a game ball. But we can't be giving game balls to the host all the time. So running through there, I mean, I think the fact that Bolton was able to keep it together during that
Mm-hmm.
entire one.
Very deserving.
So I will go in that direction as well. But I'm with you on James Austin Johnson and Cam for sure. Um, but let's go ahead and give Bowen one as well. See him. Enjoy it, man. Just go play a little catch in the backyard with that ball. Predictions. We know one uh, new episode, January 17th. Finn Wolfhard, fresh off of Stranger Things, and ASAP Rocky will be your musical guest. Surely they'll do some Stranger Things stuff depending on how Stranger Things ends. There's 3 episodes
Yeah.
left.
Will it be over by the
Yeah.
time that airs? It will.
Yeah, they're
Because that's
dropping the
what's
rest on Christmas Day.
I did finally, since we watched the last one, I have watched the first one. It was great. I did laugh at I said I might have even texted this to you. I said the arrogance of the Duffer Brothers to think we have any idea what's going on
Oh, I know,
at
right?
the beginning of the show. But once you get into it and they see everyone, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm back.
It
It is good. Um love Finn Wolfhard. Again, I think we talked about this. Did anybody draft anybody from Stranger Things?
Yeah, Joe Keery.
Oh yeah, that's it though. Joe Keery. So yeah,
Yeah, I
but
don't think
Finn's a
anyone took
great
Millie Bobby Brown. Yeah.
um and ASAP Rocky, the whole like that whole ASAP crew, ASAP Rocky's first solo album, I still love. It's still awesome. I haven't liked his stuff like as much, but he's been more of like fashion and acting and
Mm-hmm. Well,
being
everything. Yeah.
married to Rihanna and
Yeah, he's
all
had a
that.
lot of kids too. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm excited. I have always liked um ASAP Rocky. So that's great. I think Finn Wolfhard's really awesome too. That whole tree, the older group of kids, the Maya Hawk and Joe Keery and the other two, um,
Sadie
they've been
Sink's gonna be a big deal too.
yeah. They like I saw them do their like letterbox top four, the four older
Hmm.
ones, and I was like, oh, this crew's cool. Um, yeah, I'm gonna miss this group, the Stranger Things group.
I saw Finn Wolfhard a couple weeks ago. I was just TiVo and I was throwing on Seth Meyers because he had Jack Black on, and so I threw it on there, and on the DVR thing, it's the end of Fallon, and it was whatever the musical guest was. Finn Wolfhard is the guitarist for him. He's in band too.
Yeah,
All these kids are music kids too. you
he's a
know.
music kid, yeah. And I can't remember what band he's in, but yeah, I did know that. Joe's like the front man of his thing, but I think Finn is just more like
Yeah,
guitar and maybe vocals a little bit.
yeah, maybe a little bit, but either way, be very fun. Predictions, obviously, a Stranger Things thing could happen. Let's just go. Let's get weird with it. A cameo from Rihanna. Why
Ooh, a
not?
Rihanna cameo.
Why not? Probably not, because someone's got to be home with all the kids.
Someone's gonna be home with those kids.
And how could they afford, you know, a nanny?
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we get. I think we get a walk on from someone from the cast, which I know that's a broad description. I'm
Okay.
kind of thinking it's Dustin. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think we get Millie. I don't know why. Um, she may just bounce to London.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Although she's married to Bon Jovi's son. Bon Jovi and Lauren, I will just assume are friends. I don't really know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a chance. I don't think we'll see David Harbour. Let's put it that way.
I
After
don't
the
think we
Lily
see David
Allen
Harbour
thing.
either. That's right. I think Dustin is the perfect one because
Yeah,
like he was in the Please Don't Destroy movie. So now I'm gonna go. I'm gonna
yeah,
actually drive back that I think we do get what's
that's a
his name,
good point.
Gatson,
Yeah,
whatever that actor's name is.
tough name, right?
Yeah,
I was gonna say Sadie Sink because she was in that. She was in that one Taylor Swift music video, and I was wondering if she was there. I think she was there when Taylor was there a few years ago,
yeah.
and
Those kids
she's
are gonna
about
roll deep for a long time, I think.
yeah, and she's about to be in a bunch of stuff. So
Because Dustin was a Broadway kid. I think both him and Lucas were on Broadway.
Dustin Henderson would be he's in a band too.
Are they
All
all in
these guys,
bands?
I don't know, man. It's very weird. Okay, well that'll be fun. Jesse, enjoy your time in New York, man. Uh, be safe out there, and go sledding or whatever. I don't really know.
Yeah. Let's see. It's not snowing anymore. Snow has ceased. Oh no, kind of. We got flurries, but Merry Christmas to all
Yeah, have a
and Happy
merry, happy,
Holidays.
and hey, maybe the Bills will knock off the Eagles on Sunday. That'd be fun.
Who knows? I will be in Buffalo for that, but I'm not going. It's too cold.
Yeah, don't go. Don't. I mean,
No,
it's
it
too
was
humid.
funny. It was floated in a group chat, and I was like, "Oh," and then I immediately thought of being cold and
Yeah,
said, "No, I'm not. I'm not doing
you're
that."
a Texas boy now. You've been in
Yeah, I
California
mean,
for too long too, so it's
dude,
like,
my bones are too cold
yeah,
because there have been some Texas mornings. I'm like, "This is cold," and then got off the plane here, and I was like, "Oh, this is
this is
cold."
different. This
Yeah,
is different.
cold
Thanks
is
to
cold.
everyone who listened in the live chat as well. Love you all.
And to pop in for my father-in-law. He had to pop in and get some
Yeah,
papers.
hell yeah. Shout out to him. Shout out to him,
Guest, no guest.
Mr. Cole.
Yeah, Richard
Yeah.
Kolb.
Yeah, shout out, man. All right. Until next time, or if there's any emergency SNL news, we'll talk to you soon on the after party. Goodbye, everyone. In stream.